It's about the size of Ireland and also has quaint cottages, rolling pastures, and a rugged coastline. But we're nowhere near Europe. In fact, we're about as far away as you can get. This is Tasmania, the island state of Australia.
Tasmania is generally very laid back and relaxed.
A common description of Tasmania, and there's no doubt it boasts an island way of life. Located in the Southern Ocean, south of mainland Australia, white sand stretches for miles. But you won't find sprawling resorts. The climate is temperate with 4 distinct seasons. And here's the best part, the pace is slow and the air is pure.
A third of the state is in some form of protection, either World Heritage Area, National Park or State Park. A lot of people come down here for a variety of activities because you can go sea kayaking. On the sea cliffs you can obviously go rock climbing, there's quite a lot of bushwalking as well.
Most visitors start their tour in Hobart, the state capital. Founded in 1804, there's a real maritime feel to this city. With cafes and restaurants galore, seafood lovers will be in their glory. Hobart's side streets are full of charming little cottages, many of them heritage properties. Salamanca Place is the hub of action with its pubs and artist studios. Hobart is a colorful place, and while it may not pulse like Sydney or Melbourne, there are some offbeat ways to explore. Sidecar tours not only spin you around town, they travel 4,000 feet up Mount Wellington, giving the term whirlwind tour a whole new meaning.
Well, the Mount Wellington tour is the ultimate ride. We're fortunate that the mountain summit actually is in the alpine level, so it's very environmental, but riding in the sidecar is old-fashioned fun.
You can say that again. Mount Wellington towers over the city, offering a fantastic vantage point. The unique landscape up here has attracted explorers since early days. You'll find plenty of hiking paths and thankfully a sheltered lookout. Even with 17 national parks, Tasmania is quite a compact place, and travel distances aren't huge like mainland Australia. In the distance is the Tasman Peninsula, site of Tasmania's most popular tourist attraction, once known as one of the cruelest places on Earth. Just an hour and a half from Hobart, the Port Arthur Historic Site was formerly Australia's most dreaded penal colony. From 1830 to 1877, it housed the most troublesome convicts shipped out from Britain and the colonies, including Canada. Most were thieves, but that was not the only reason people ended up here.
You can be transported for political crimes, crimes of violence, sexual crimes or sexual deviancy. You can be transported for being drunk on your ticket of leave.
Port Arthur started out with a British system of punishment. Basically, take criminals out of society, lock them up in a holding pen, and after their sentence was up, let them go. But after 1842, the system here slowly started to change. Port Arthur adopted a more American prison style. The emphasis was on penitence and reform. Unfortunately, it took a while to evolve, and there were many horrible experiments along the way. Separate treatment, a type of solitary confinement, was one of them.
This is probably the most dreadful punishment at Port Arthur. Flogging pales by comparison with this. Coming in here was like entering another world. It was another world. It was a world of silence and solitude. They had matting on all these floors, guards wore felt slippers over their boots. Part of your uniform as a convict under separate treatment was that you were not allowed out of your cell until you'd put a mask over your face.
It was a lonely, dismal life for prisoners at Port Arthur. Even in the chapel, socializing was not exactly encouraged. Be sure to dedicate a full day to explore this important historic site. Start with the Interpretive Center, which sets the scene for arriving convicts. Boat cruises tour around the island where the prisoners were buried, and you can stroll through the prison's exquisite gardens, landscaped just as they were back in the 1800s, not for the prisoners' enjoyment, but rather the wives of the guards and wardens. And here's the spookiest way to end your visit to Port Arthur, a ghost tour.
One of the reasons why Port Arthur is so haunted is very simple. It was a very dark place to be. But almost every building here in Port Arthur has at least one haunting. What we experience as ghosts generally fall into two categories, and by far the most common is lost souls or earthbound spirits. Human beings like you and I who have died but have failed to go over to the other side. Now they come back, they'll talk to you, they'll interact with you. Some of them appear to be real people. We've actually had people think they were actors dressed up in military uniforms and things. The other thing we experience, though, are recordings. Certain events are so intense, they have become recorded or imprinted in the place where they occur. And when the conditions are right, we see a replay of the event.
Hold tight. After the break, we'll continue this tour of Tasmania with a stop at the home of these little devils. Mention Tasmania, and for many, these critters come to mind. Sure enough, Tasmania is the last place on Earth where you'll find Tasmanian devils. About 500,000 still run wild, but you'll have a better chance of spotting one at the Tasmanian Devil Park about an hour from Hobart. And here's a tip. Time your visit during a morning feed. You'll observe their true nature.
Now, the most interesting thing about Tasmanian devils is their incredible jaw pressure. Fully grown, they have the second strongest jaws of any animal in the world. They're second to sharks. And they can bite through bones up to around 8 centimetres thick, which is incredible for such a small animal.
And just how did these nocturnal creatures get their name?
When the early settlers came into Tasmania, they heard a loud screaming noise out in the bush at night. They thought it was a devil out there somewhere. Also, because they're very aggressive and untamable.
Okay.
There we go. He's looking the other way now, so he'll be right.
Oh, nice. Nice Tasmanian devil.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Here's another Australian animal that's a bit more people-friendly. We spotted these wallabies while kayaking along the Freycinet Peninsula. Located about 3 hours north of Hobart, this east coast is known as Tasmania's holiday playground. These red rocks form the Hazards mountain range, and there's something magical about admiring it from a kayak.
Very similar to Ayers Rock with that red glow that we get.
What kind of rock is it?
This is granite. Absolutely beautiful. It's a igneous rock or a volcanic rock. We're looking at about 300 metres, so about 900 foot. I mean, you can imagine riding a mountain bike down some of those slabs and just going, ah, this is great.
Freycinet is definitely for nature lovers, and the national park is a bushwalker's paradise. This is one of the most popular trails leading to this spectacular Wineglass Bay. Just watch where you step. Most Tasmanian snakes are poisonous. Feeling adventurous? Tasmania is Australia's most mountainous state, and here on the east coast you'll find some fantastic locations for abseiling and climbing. After breakfast by the sea, I was ready for my turn over the edge.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Oh God.
It feels like turning towards the left or the right. Go
Yeah.
that way.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
More rope out. Just lift. That's it.
Yeah.
Just look back up the rock a bit and just shuffle your feet down slowly. That's all you've got to do. Excellent. Really good, Brett. When you got the stumps ready to go.
To the left. To the right. Woo. Woo.
Without Simon's coaching, I'd never have gone over the edge, let alone reached the bottom. When it comes to booking your accommodation, don't expect something overbuilt and overdone. That's not Tasmania.
We've kept it very low-key, very quiet and peaceful. People just feel like they're part of our lifestyle, so we try and encourage people to wind down and relax, and often people stay an extra day or two because they're feeling so relaxed and so comfortable.
Whether it's a cottage on the coast or a heritage hotel, warm hospitality is a Tassie trademark. This corner of the earth might feel far removed, but that's what's so wonderful. Truly unspoilt, and Tasmanians plan to keep it that way. For more information, call the Australian Tourist Commission at 1-800-333-0139 or visit our website on topoftheworld.net.